I'm really glad you're here. We're going to have a 30-minute morning yoga practice for this transition between late summer and autumn. This replaces our yoga at Rumor class that was supposed to happen at Rumor Brewery in Cedar Crest, New Mexico this morning. There's a chance of lightning during the class. And all lead yogis under a wide variety of conditions, but not during lightning, as it turns out. So here we are. We're going to have a half-hour morning practice. My hope, what I'm seeking for this to do is to be a warming practice. So if you're in a place, because this is going out to a lot of places besides Cedar Crest, right? If you are in a place besides Cedar Crest, where you're already too hot, either do the practices that feel like they're warming you up inside more slowly, or substitute a different breathing technique. Could be a simple Ujjayi breath. If you're not familiar with Ujjayi breath, that is, you're smiling at the back of your mouth. It doesn't have to do with emotion. I'm describing engaging certain muscles at the back of your mouth that create an almost seashell-like sound. So you could substitute that. You could even substitute inhaling through your nose and sighing out your mouth. So a couple of housekeeping points. Remember, you are your guru. Just because I say to do something, please listen to the wisdom of your body. Your body is remarkably wise. Your body is remarkably intelligent. Your sensory experience of your own body is your most direct access to the present moment. It's also your body's language to you. So listen to what your body is saying with sensations. Your response matters. And most of our responses are going to come in the form of breath or a movement. So you can send the movement as a breath, actually. Imagine those expansion waves from your lungs going into body parts that are sending you caution signals. Maybe it's not true pain, sharp or electric. Maybe it's a form of discomfort, and then your discernment helps you decide if that's a discomfort that needs your attention, just being with it. If that's a discomfort that needs you to stay in that position and be with what it's brought to your attention. Or if it's a discomfort that needs you to move away. That's your discernment. Yoga practice is not meant to take us into pain. Move in your pain-free range of movement, and it'll expand, even if that range is right here. If it's a centimeter, move in that range with your breath. Inhales, open and expand. Exhales, bring us back to center in general. And all of that is held in the field of your awareness. As I reminded myself earlier this morning, if you stay present, you ain't got to get present, right? So on the mat, we are endeavoring to stay present and be present, because that way we've practiced in a way that we can take off the mat and into the rest of our lives. The focal length isn't working this morning in the same way that I'm used to, so I'm going to practice facing away from the camera so that I will be mostly in frame. And I'm going to suggest that you set an intention for your practice. Well, I'm setting up the timer for our practice. I'm going to invite you to place your hands on your chest. Breathing in. Know you're breathing in. Breathing out. Be letting go. Touch in to what brought you to your mat this morning. Was it just the prospect of getting together with other yogis and doing yoga, which feeds our souls, even when this community is virtual? Was it that you needed a led practice, someone to take over making the decisions of what to do next for half an hour, so that you could get some space, some perspective, some distance on your experience? Are you here to cultivate your kindness to yourself so that you can then bring that into the rest of your world? Or are you here for a yoga booty? Because that's okay too. Whatever your intention is, bring it to mind, bring it to heart, bring it to your body, and take a deep breath in. And exhale. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Meet yourself at the top of your mat. With an inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. Anytime I say up, feel free to take cactus, Y, H, or A arms. You could even go into a T or a downward V. This is your practice, even though I'm giving cues. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, forward fold. When you forward fold, bring your whole torso in contact with your thighs. As long as you can keep that, you're going to get the stretch in the hamstrings without compromising your low back. Let your head completely fall. On an inhale now, lift pelvic floor, draw the drawstring, and reach your heart forward. Feel your core supporting your spine in half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel your core support, connecting your root to your heart. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, sit back a lot. Reach forward and hinge up. Feel your glutes pressing your hips forward under your shoulders. And then on an exhale, reach up through those rain clouds, gather the light, and bring it down into your heart. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. And then exhale, step your right foot back, top of a lunge. Shift forward and back a few times. With your right hand on the ground, lift your left arm to the sky. Check in with Ujjayi breath. Inhale, look down and step back. Lower your knees anytime for knee plank. Shift forward and back. And then notice, as you shift forward, your engagement transfers toward the rib cage. As you shift back, the core engagement shifts towards your pelvic floor. When you're ready, lower the knees, lift the tail. Lower down, chest, chin, and knees. Inhale, pull your heart forward, flying cobra. Hands, elbows, and the back of the head lift. Press into the top of your feet. On an exhale, shift back. Child's pose. Check in with your knees, your ankles, your hips. Feel the fold of your legs under your body. If you'd like, toes under, knees lift, downward facing dog. In your down dog, start with your knees quite bent. Stretch one leg out and the other leg out. And then only straighten the legs or bring the heels toward the ground as far as you can keep that beautiful length from your head to your tail. Remember that downward facing dog is not about getting your heels to the ground. It's about the core. On an inhale, lift your right heel to the sky. Exhale, right foot leads forward. Bring the left hand in front of the left foot. On an exhale, rotate. Revolved side angle pose. Inhale, look down, and exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, sit back, and then hinge up, gather the light. Imagine it coming down through your crown, down the central channel, in front of the spine, into your heart, your belly, and send it into the earth. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Knees bent enough for this full contact. Now, apply the bandhas, true core, lift elevator, draw string, reach your heart forward so now your spine is fully supported. Exhale, left foot back, top of the lunge. For this one, we're going to ground the heel and hinge up. Inhale, up hands. On an exhale, curl in, lifting elevator drawstring zipper to support the spine. Shift back. This time, we're going to shift side to side. Lower your knees anytime. Feel the engagement waving from one side to the other side. And then when you're ready, lower down chest, chin, and knees and come forward to cobra. Then here, this goes into your low back. Separate your feet nice and wide. Press into the tops of your feet very lightly. Exhale. Any combo of child's pose to down dog. In down dog, if that's where you are, spread your shoulder blades wide. At the same time, press your elbows toward each other. Inhale, lift the left heel to the sky. Exhale, left foot leads forward. Walk your hands back to wherever that foot got to. And then exhale, hinge up. Now, if you have a shorter stance that you would like, step that front foot a little further forward or the back foot further back. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 on the other side. Virabhadrasana asana literally translates as hero, friend, pose. So befriending the hero within, lift elevator drawstring zipper, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, hinge up, and exhale. Gather that light right through the clouds and draw it down and into your heart, into the earth. We're going to move into a warming breath now. This is called Bhastrika, aka bellows breath. You can think of like the medieval bellows, right? Except we're doing this with our lungs. This one is driven primarily from the respiratory diaphragm. So I'm going to ask you to bring your hands around your low ribs. As you inhale, feel your rib cage widen, laterally breathing. As you exhale, feel it effortlessly fall back to center. Now, as we get going, you are going to be using every muscle around the outer core, the outer abdominal wall, as well as the true core, the elevator, the drawstring, which is part of the abdominal wall, and the zip up, the gut side of the spine. Those are the first two bandhas, Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. You want to breathe forcefully in and forcefully out. Now, try not to create turbulence by making sounds, and you can release Ujjayi breath. Etch a sketch your whole breathing apparatus. Okay, we're going to do this first with an arm motion. This is our inhale position. Try to breathe in and out through your nose if it's free. Exhale, forceful exhale out. Now, I'm gonna bring your attention to a few things. My spine is staying stable. I'm not flexing or extending and flexing as I do this. Keeping the spine stable, working just with the breath. I'm going to speed up now. Complete breaths in, complete breaths out. Slowing it back down now. Exhale down through center. We're going to do another version of this breath with a twist. This is a twist that we're going to be doing from mountain or samastitihi with the toes together. Yogi's choice. Mountain is, of course, more stable. We're going to bring our arms up. I'm going to encourage you to interlace your hands above your head, even if the elbows are out. You can make Shakti Mudra, interlacing the fingers with the index fingers up and thumbs crossed, left over right. Sorry, right over left for this one. Inhale up. Try to keep your hips, knees, and toes forward. Turn your rib cage to the right as you inhale and to the left as you exhale. And then bring your hands down through center. Step a little bit wide, empty coat arms. If you've been taking any of the live classes with me at the Vista Grande Community Center, you'll know that we've been working on Warrior 3 quite a bit. Warrior 3 is a single-legged balance pose, because every pose in yoga is a balance pose, right? And you can use the wall really effectively for Warrior 3. In fact, we're going to do that. I'm going to encourage you to find, these are helpful, not necessary, but they might help you keep your legs straight. 2 blocks. You could also use kettlebells, which you can't see but are over there. You could use weights, anything that just kind of brings the floor closer to you. So the warrior poses, let's do these first. We've already done warrior 1. We're going to do that again. Right foot forward, left foot back, bend the right knee, and lift the arms in any way that makes sense to you. Now you can add on arm positions. So for instance, if you'd like, bring the right arm over the left arm for taking opposite shoulders or eagle arms. From wherever you are, open your arms and then exhale, step forward, find mountain. Project the opposite leg back. Bend the front knee. Inhale, your arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. We translate this as warrior. Warrior means hero, friend, at least in this context. So befriend your hero, the hero within you. If you'd like, left arm over right, take opposite shoulders or eagle arms. Eagle, warrior. Inhale, open. Exhale, step forward to mountain. Now, you notice I was facing the short edge of the mat. Doesn't mean that we're torquing the hips to get them parallel to the short edge, but we're generally facing in the same direction as our knees and toes. I'm going to step wide. If you want to, you can turn and face the long edge of your mat. The second warrior creates a different rotation situation in your legs and of your spine relative to your pelvis. So we're going to turn both feet to the right, your right, bend that front knee. And now my pelvis is pointing a little bit this way. I'm going to ground through the outside of that foot. My rib cage is mostly facing the long edge. Float your arms up, reach out through the fingers. Gaze is over the first 2 fingers of the forward hand. Virabhadrasana 2. Feel the focus supported by the stability we cultivated in Warrior 1. Inhale, bring your hands to center. Turn your toes forward and then over to the left. Bend the left knee. Let your arms float up. Reach out through the fingers, press into the outer back foot. Inhale. Hands to center, toes forward. Because we're here, turn your toes forward, maybe a little bit in. Join your hands together behind your back. On an exhale, hinge forward. Now, for some folks, you may want to use your blocks here to help support you. We're going to come up in just one more breath. Inhale, hinge up. Feel your glutes pressing the hips forward, and then hinge or hop back to center. So that's warrior one and warrior two. Warrior three is a one-legged standing pose. So it looks like this. We are going to use a wall to make that feel pretty seamless. So I'm going to ask you to bring your blocks. Find your warrior with one heel against the wall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Bring your blocks to the ground. Shift forward. Now, you have this support. Press your foot into the wall. Reach your rib cage forward, your head forward, and then maybe experiment with freeing one or both hands. Do you feel like you're going to pitch forward? Move your foot forward. If you want, free both hands. On an exhale, hands down, bend the standing leg, reach with the flying leg, and wave up. Exhale, forward with to mountain. Project the opposite leg back, heel at the wall. Hinge down, hands on the blocks. Shift your weight forward. Center your weight over this heel. Inhale, fly the back leg. I got a little too far away from the wall on this side. On an exhale, bend standing, reach flying. Exhale, forward to mountain. Empty coat arms. Now, you may have cultivated a little bit of heat, either from the warming breaths or from practice. And it's much more humid up here than we're used to right now as well. We're going to let some of that go with a breath called lion's breath. In lion's breath, tongue touches the chin, eyes go up. Looks funny. It looks like this. We are going to couple that with a forward fold. So I'm going to invite you to inhale your arms up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Imagine you're gathering up anything that's been on your shoulders, anything that's been on your mind. Then next time you're folded forward, let your body hang here. Feel free to widen your stance and or straighten your legs if it feels good. Inhale. Lift the back of your head and then bring your feet back to center. Come to standing on your knees. Look back. Make sure your toes point straight back and that they're not coming into the center. To the best of your ability, press into the tops of your feet. Now, isometrically, lift your kneecaps. Just feel how that engages these muscles on the front of your thighs. Lift your sternum. And then bring your hands just under your glutes. Bring your elbows together and isometrically pull up. Ustrasana, camel pose. Tuck your chin, lower the back of your head back. On an exhale, tuck your chin, hinge at the hips. If it feels good, sit on your heels. If you'd like, you could use a block under your hips here. We're going to come down onto our backs for a pigeon twist after a bridge and a sweet, sweet shavasana. So I'm going to invite you to roll down onto your back, please. Hug your knees in and rock a little bit from side to side. Now, on an exhale, bring your feet to the ground. Feet at least hip width apart. They can be wider if it feels good. Now, if you have a block, try putting the block between your knees. Just make sure your knees are over your ankles and ankles are under your knees when you do that. Press into that block. Press the backs of your arms to the ground. And then on an inhale, lift your hips. Option to bring the hands together behind the back. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Inhale. Start to lower down, reaching your tail away from your heart. And then hug your knees in. Cross, say, your left ankle over your right knee. Hug the right knee in. If you want to, you can roll the ankles around. Now, lower that whole complex over to the right. Open your arms, turn your nose away from your knees. Supine twist, variation. Inhale, bring the top leg up, then the bottom. Reset, feel center. And then cross the opposite ankle over the opposite knee. Hug that knee in. And then lower that whole complex over to the other side. In a twist, feel how your ribs are far more like fingers than they are like a cage. As you inhale, feel your rib cage spiral open. And as you exhale, back to center. Notice the waves of the inhale reaching all the way down into that hip, maybe even into the femur. And then on an inhale, bring up top leg, bottom leg. Take any final motions that your body would like right now. And then extend into Shavasana. Now, this is a pose that you're going to be in for a few minutes, so it's worth Goldilocksing this pose. Move your legs. You might even windshield wiper across your heels, British windshield wipers. Notice where your shoulder blades are, and if they feel good, you might put something under your knees. You might put a sandbag on your belly. An eye pillow is always welcome in my practice. Now, if this position doesn't feel good to you, then it's not a resting pose, right? So feel free to take legs up the wall, roll over onto one side. Some people prefer taking Shavasana sitting up. Whatever's going to feel like rest. And then allow the sound of my voice to fall away anytime. Release your jaw. Stick your tongue out. Wag it side to side. Relaxing your jaw, your tongue, and softening the front of your throat, your collarbones, and your chest. Release all effort of breathing. It might even start to feel like your breath is breathing you. Having released the effort of breathing, let your muscles know that they have done well. And now it's okay. It's not only okay, you're inviting them to let go, to soften. As your muscles soften and let go of the bones, it might almost start to feel like your bones float in the oceanic waters of your body. Having released muscular effort, allow your eyes to sink back away from the world. And release all effort of breathing. Release all effort of being. You might imagine that you're reclining in a beautiful forest. You can smell the pine, but you can also smell the rain. You've just finished a practice among these beautiful trees. As you lay in your imagination here on the earth, you can almost feel their roots underground beneath you, reaching out to one another. And grounding even you. You might feel a gentle rain falling, cool on your face, tiny gentle drops. And they go away and you can feel your skin begin to dry. The center of it all, your breath. Entertain that you are the clear light of awareness. Where earth, breath, water, and light meet. Rest here. Do you feel ready? Start to surface. Listen for the beating of your own heart. Feel your breath in your nostrils. Lift your soft palate one more time, smiling at the back of your mouth. Try to feel all of your skin at once. And circle your eyes behind your eyelids. Start to stretch and move when you're ready, in your own time. And when you come up, try rolling to one side first. Take a few breaths. Feel your breathing in your back. Some of the most underused real estate in our body, the back of our lungs. And then spiral up to a comfortable seat, allowing your head to come up last. Your neck muscles will thank you. Whenever you decide to find your comfortable seat, feel the parts of your body that are on the ground. Feel your rib cage ride your breath. And if you'd like, join me for Om. Shanti, 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 peace. Peace to you, peace to our community, and peace for our world. And a happy yoga day. Thank you for your practice. It really does ripple out and touch the whole world. Through every action, I am glad you are here. Thank you so much for being here. I'll stick around for another minute or two. Feel free to put in the chat any questions that you have. Otherwise, please feel free to come to badlandsyoga.com. We have live stream classes most days of the week. I teach live at the community center, and we have a retreat next Saturday, the 20th, that will be a full menu of
healing yoga practices all together. Hi, Victoria. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day. If anybody's interested in the retreat, that's also at badlandsyoga.com. It's called The Memory of Wholeness. The way that yoga is meant to work is that our asana practice actually starts removing the obstacles to freedom of movement. You too, Victoria. Good weekend. Our asana practice actually starts to remove the obstacles to healing. And those obstacles come at the esoteric level as clinging, aversion, fear, things like that. But in our body, of course, we feel our obstacles in tightness, in inability to move in ways that we used to, in restrictions in our breath. And our yoga practice starts to dissolve those. It's part of the reason that it being a practice is so important. It's also part of why an active practice like we did this morning is vital. Just as vital are yin practices that allow us to surrender to gravity and be with some of those discomforts. We don't want to go toward pain and try to be there, but find a place of intensity in our body. One of these kinds of poses is called toe squat. And this is one that a lot of people struggle with at first. I know I did. Toes under and then sitting back on the heels. This is one yin posture. And if this feels intense to you, first of all, remember you take it at a place that makes sense in your body. So it could be here, could be here. But to the extent that there is an intensity of sensation that's not pain, try to be with that. And as counterintuitive as it can sound, soften with it. Just be with whatever that feels like. This is a form of meditation. And this is another vital way to practice. These are just modalities of practice. Those of you who know me know that I don't really believe in brand names of yoga. There are really three kinds of yoga. There's the energetic kind of practice that we just finished. There's a yin practice. And there's a restorative practice, which is the third vital form of practice that I encourage everybody to have in their week of practice. Now, Shavasana that we did at the end, and it's not yoga without Shavasana. Shavasana is a restorative practice. We're going to have a Maha restorative practice in the form of a sound bath on next Saturday with the inimitable Douglas Cardwell of Lotus Sound Healing. Will be giving us an hour-long crystal singing bowl and earth gong sound bath under the pine trees in Tijeras. We will be practicing different forms of pranayama or breath observation together. And then I'll be leading you in meditation. You'll also have the opportunity around the retreat, not during it, to receive your primordial sound mantra, which is a mantra that is keyed to your time of birth and is one of the bija or seed mantra in Sanskrit, derived from the sound, from the pranava, or the sound of Om. It's a meditation practice that can be profoundly soothing to the nervous system, helping us regulate and helping us find resilience so that we can feel all the joy and be present with whatever pain there is to be present with, and allow sometimes those things to coexist, because that's life. That's the world. So you will experience all of the techniques of healing yoga in one retreat day under the pines if you choose to join us in Tijeras next weekend on the 20th. You're invited. You're also invited to Rumor Brewery in 2 weeks when there is no forecast of rain. And I have to say, it hasn't rained yet, but there was a 70% chance of lightning, and I'm not going to bring any of you out in a chance of lightning. So I hope you have a tremendous weekend. Feel free to comment here, or if you have my email, email me if you have any questions about practice, about your personal practice, or about anything we discussed here today. Happy Yoga Day.